Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Joy Elizabeth and my channel is all about just taking you along on my embroidery journey and teaching you the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. I might not know everything, but I'm here to share my journey with you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about my pickup system and how I go about that. So we're gonna go on a field trip. We're actually gonna go outside and I'm gonna show you my whole setup. But before we do that, I know that I mentioned in a couple videos past that Richword has been working and developing their products and they were having a big summer sale. So if you're interested in getting some things on sale, I would check them out. I did, and I just got my happy mail yesterday actually. But just to show you guys what I took advantage of with the sale, I got the cutaway stabilizer. I got the tearaway stabilizer. I got some more bobbins because you can never have too many bobbins, and some more thread. Sorry, my chair wheeled away there. So I've been embroidering for, even like on my my single needle for, let's see, when did I start? My kids were babies. So my youngest just turned 6, probably 10 years. Yeah. It's been about 10 years. So I've been embroidering for about 10 years, and so I've used a lot of different brands of stuff, and I'm very pleased with the Richword brand, especially their thread. I found, because I had just gotten like I think it was like the new brothered thread on Amazon, like a big pack of it when I first started multi-needle embroidery, and they were okay. I made them work, but I did notice a lot of thread breaks when the thread would split and half of it would ravel up and the other half would still be embroidering and all of that. So I had some of that, and I just kind of assumed that was just part of it and that was normal. And then I switched and I wanted to try out the Richword's big collection of threads. And ever since I switched, I noticed even going back to designs that I had previously done multiple times, and I just kind of knew to expect when it gets to this part, I'm gonna have to babysit it because it's gonna break a lot of threading. I didn't break any threads at all. I'll pop in a picture of that. It was the Firehouse logo that I've done quite a few times for this client. And I knew once it got to that fine lettering, that white lettering, I knew I was gonna break threads. But when I switched to this thread, I didn't break any. So am I saying it's the absolute best on the market? I don't know. I haven't tried them all, but I am very, very happy with this brand. So if you're interested, use my link below, and they are having a sale right now. So you can get yourself some thread and some stabilizer on sale. So we got that part of business out of the way. Let's talk about my pickup system, or my drop-off system, or however you want to call it. I still don't know what to call it. Usually I say, when I'm telling clients about it, I'll say my drop/pickup box. That's what I don't know. That's what I call it. So how this all started, and here's the thing. Let me just tell you right now, this system is not going to work for all locations. It's not going to work for all businesses. It's probably not. I'm fortunate enough that where I live, it works for me. So I'm in town, but I'm right on the edge of town. So I'll show you, there's cows on the other side, and I have this really nice quiet road that runs by the side of my house. So it was just really easy to put a box there. And because I'm on the outskirts of town, I'm literally right where people are going and coming to work. If they're coming into town for work, or if they're going out of town for work, it just makes it really easy for them to swing by and drop off or pick up whatever they need to. So how it started was, and I still meet people at their front door. So I work out of my home. I don't have a business front. So they need to let me know that they're coming. And when you're a crazy mom life with 3 kids and all of the dogs, and my dogs are super friendly, but no random customer is going to want to come down my long driveway with my lab, chasing them down the road, trying to jump in their car. Nobody wants that. So I try to let them know, let me know that you're coming so I can take care of my dogs, make sure they're put away. And I don't always explain all of this to them. I just say, let me know you're coming. Sometimes I'll say, so I can make sure my dogs are put up, or make sure the kids don't let the dogs out. Usually that's what I would run into problems, was when the kids were home from school. I don't know if the dogs are inside or outside. I don't know if the kids are inside or outside. They're just kind of all over the place. So it just made it very inconvenient for me, for my business, to be having people come at random times. So, and during the school year, it kind of works out where I say, like, okay, from 9 to 3, I'm home. And then 9 to 2, I'm home. And then after 3, after I get my kids from school, I'll be home. But it might be a little crazy because the kids are going to be home. So, and it was working okay. It was, I mean, we would be out at Walmart and like I would have forgotten somebody was coming, and we'd have to race home to try to beat them here because, oh my goodness, this client is on their way. I completely forgot. We're going to have to run home. Like, it just, trying to live my life to the fullest and run a business is quite the balance sometimes. So how it started was that I would have clients that didn't want to wait for me to come home, or didn't want to come down my long driveway, and they'd just be saying like, can I just put it in your mailbox? You know, or I went ahead and put it in your mailbox. Well, I'm like, oh gosh, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure that's not legal, but okay, so as long as the mail isn't coming or going, I guess we can kind of do this. So I did that for a little while, but I started talking to my husband. I'm like, we got to figure something out because they can't keep putting stuff in my mailbox. Like, I'm going to get in trouble. So what I ended up doing in my mailbox, like I said, I have a long driveway. So like a porch pickup, I've seen that too. So you can kind of like research or ask in some of the Facebook groups what other people do. I know people do like a porch pickup. So you could have like a box, like a big tote on your pickup or on your porch, or one of those ones that open for like, you put like your cushions and stuff from your patio in, or your whatever in, like the big patio boxes. I've seen people use those and they have them on their porch, you know, and that would be great. But again, I would still have to deal with people coming down and the kids being home. So like, I just didn't think that was the answer. Then we also considered putting a mailbox, like a big pickup box. I kind of was thinking like the mailbox option. We thought about putting it maybe somewhere in the driveway, which would have been fine. But my other concern was, well, I need to be able to have some kind of a security on it. I want some kind of an alert on it. I want to be able to see it with my camera, and my internet is not going to reach all the way out there. So what we ended up doing, my little man's running around in the hallway. If you hear little pitter patters, what we ended up doing is putting it on the side road, which is much closer to my house. Originally, we have a ring light on my carport that could kind of see where the mailbox was, not very well, but if I needed to like pull it up, I couldn't really see what people were doing because they're on the other side of the gate, but I could kind of tell, sorry, I know, I just could kind of tell if someone was there. I also put a Ring mailbox alarm. So when they open the mailbox, my Alexa's, okay, she didn't hear me. My devices would go off in the house and tell me, you've got mail. So I knew someone was at the mailbox, either dropping off or picking up. So that's why I put it where I put it. Again, this is just looking at my surroundings, looking at how my setup was, what would be the best way for me to put this box out there. So we'll take a field trip out there and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. So, and then recently, like within like the last week, we went ahead and put a camera in. And that's something I knew that I just wanted for a long time, because I just want to be able to see when someone comes or goes. I knew, you know, like sometimes I might forget to put something out there and I'll hear the thing and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I didn't know someone was coming today. You know, did I forget to put something out there? And sometimes, honestly, it's because some of my clients have gotten so used to it and they like the convenience of it that they don't even let me know they're coming. They'll just like put something in there and then let me know, oh, hey, I put, you know, these baby outfits in your box. Okay, cool, I'll go get them. Like I try to tell them, let me know you're bringing something. But those are like my regulars, you know. Some of them I've never met. We've just used this box because it's convenient for me and it's convenient for my clients. And it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work for everyone. So you may be watching this and thinking, this lady's crazy. I can never put stuff out there. It would get stolen, or I mean, I don't know. We live in a small town. It's a trusting town, and I try to have the security things on there. I've also seen where some people will have locks on theirs with like a keypad. So you would give your client a specific number and they would be able to unlock it and open it and get their item. So that's an option too. I've also seen lockers, like, so if you're having like multiple things go out a day or come in a day, mostly going out, I think is what most people set it up, but I kind of have it so it goes both ways. You could have like, it's in, your items are in locker 3, here's the code, you know, however you want to do it. So there's different ways to do it, but I'm going to walk you guys through the way that I have set up my box and the way that I do it. So I actually think that there is something out there right now. So I'm going to walk out there with you guys, and I will also, and I've kind of been trying to record this video for a while, and I've just not been really sure how I wanted to do it. So I'm going to inject a few other videos of me either putting things in or taking things out, just so you can kind of see how I use this pickup, drop off, curbside pickup box. I don't know how you want to call it, but this is just what I found has worked for me. So let's go take this field trip out there and grab this bag. I think there's some bridal robes that are in there now. So let's go get those together. Okay, so if some of you watched my my video when I got my new mirror machine, you would have seen this long driveway. So that is my front entrance way down there. It is a tier shaped driveway. So, I mean, it is okay. Like, customers can come in, they meet me here at the front door, and then they can just drive on around. So, I mean, that works. But to put the drop off pickup box way down there, you could see how that would be just difficult to kind of keep an eye on so far from the house, right? So down here, please don't judge for the mess, okay? We do not judge. So down this side, it would be my side entrance, which we hardly use, except now I use it for my business. We would love to get like an automated gate there someday, but you know, someday. Anyways, okay, don't judge, mess. Okay, so right there would be my Ring camera, like originally, okay? And it kind of can show. Okay, let's go through the gate. Okay, so as you can see, this is my pickup box. So right here, we just installed our Ring camera, and I had bought a cheaper version of a camera to try out, and it worked great, except once someone came to drop off, I realized I couldn't go back and watch it without a subscription. And we were like, okay, the Ring cameras are more expensive, but because our whole house is already set up with Ring, I don't have to get another subscription. So we ended up returning that one and buying the Ring, and my husband just installed it like yesterday. But so you don't have to have Ring necessarily. You could use another camera system that's a little bit less expensive. I also have it marked here so they see that it's Ring protected. And then when you open it, my poor husband's at work. He's probably gonna be like, what is she doing? Because it's going off on his phone. But I also have a Ring alarm system, not an alarm, but like a notification system inside of the box. So every time someone opens and closes it, it'll notify us that we got mail. We'll get a notification to our phones and whatnot. So here is the item that one of my customers just dropped off. And here I have another item that is ready to go. So I just have their name put on it, and then I just slip it in and close it, and it's like, that's literally it. It's just so convenient and so easy for things to get dropped off and picked up. And I've done my best to protect it, and I've done my best to, have the alarms and to kind of watch it, and like, I don't let stuff sit out here for days. I try to make sure people let me know like it's there or they're coming and whatnot. So like, I know who dropped this off. I'm gonna go run it inside. I'm gonna write their name on my clipboard and what it is, and then I can get started on this. Okay, sorry, it was getting a little bit windy out there, so I decided to pop inside really quick. But yeah, so it was one of those cases where I had every intention to meet this one at the front door. She was a new client. Someone else had referred her to me. So I was going to meet her at the front door, because it's, you know, usually with newer clients, that's just kind of how it ends up happening. And then what ends up happening is that for whatever reason, I can't meet them when they want to meet, and then I tell them about the pickup box. Well, I usually tell them about it right away, but it's usually not until one of those moments where it's like, oh, you know, I'm not going to be home at that time, but, you know, I can put it out there for you, or you can drop it out there. And usually they do, and then from there on out, they just use the box, because it is so convenient both ways for us. And again, I know that this is not going to work for all regions and all locations and all businesses and all homes. But I do know that I'm not the only one who's kind of adopted this kind of system. And I remember when I was doing the research, I like literally went in, I think it was one of the embroidery groups. It wasn't Buy. I think it was Angela Jasmine's. I'm sure that you guys know who she is. She's another YouTuber who has been doing embroidery, and she works with the Melco machines, and she does fabulous, fabulous work. But anyways, I think it was in her group that I was in the comments and asking, you know, what people do and how do they work their porch pickups. So and that's how I kind of know about some of the other styles that other people are using. So I know I'm not the only one who does this, but if you are looking at this and you're like, that is crazy, that would never work, and then it might not work for you. But this is what's worked for me, and it's just been so convenient both ways. And it allows me to be able to live my life with my family and not be always glued to the messages in my phone and be like, oh, is so-and-so gonna come today? You know, or so-and-so said they come. Like literally, I would cancel plans. Not cancel plans, but I like wouldn't make plans because, oh, you know, so-and-so said that they were gonna come drop off Monday afternoon. Monday would come and go, and I didn't make any plans, and the person never came because they forgot, or they went ahead and made their plans and lived their life, which is fine. But again, it's just, I do this so that I can be here for my family. So this box helps things be more convenient so that I can do the things that I need to do without that stress of like looking at the messages all of the time. So anyways, so this client in particular, I was going to meet her at the front door. She messaged me and said that she would be about to be on her way, or would now be a good time to drop off. And I messaged her back. I was literally walking out the door. I messaged her back. I said, I'm on my way to the shop to pick up my other vehicle. I can let you know when I'm home, or you can go ahead and put it in the box. And I had already kind of told her about it. She said she would just go ahead and put it in the box. So then I sent her the drop pin of its location. I put it in there, snapped a quick picture of it being in there, and sent that to her. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. It just depends if I have my phone with me, I guess, or whatever. So anyways, especially if it's like a first timer, sometimes I'll try to put a picture. So anyway, so I did that, and then we were on our way. We did what we needed to do. By the time I came home, you know, it was there. So it all just worked out seamlessly. So that's pretty much it. But I just kind of wanted to make this its own entity, its own video, because to put it in some of the other business talk videos, I wasn't so sure, because honestly, I know it's not going to work. It's just not going to work for everybody. But it's worked for me and for my family, and so maybe you're in a similar situation, and so you're kind of looking for other options. So you don't have to adopt it the exact same way that I've done it. Let me just show you though how big this box is. I'm going to pop in a video right here. I'll cut the sound because like I said, I've been trying to record this for a while, trying to figure out the best way to bring it to y'all. But anyways, here I am putting a huge nap mat, a backpack, and a lunchbox, like some pretty big items, and they all happen to be for one client. So it wasn't like multiple orders going out. It was one client, and I was able to snugly fit them all inside of that box. I got the extra large mailbox. It's like the biggest mailbox that you could get, at least the one that I could find from Walmart. So it fits some pretty large items. There's only been one case where I wish I had something bigger, because it was a client who typically uses that side entrance. Even if she's meeting me, she comes and parks at the side entrance. I don't know why. It's just kind of what she does. And that's fine. I don't mind running out there and meeting her out of that gate. But anyway, she had brought me some bat bags. I'll pop in a picture here of these bat bags that I did for her. The company that she had gotten them from, usually she comes to me to fix problems. I don't know. I'm just like her fixer. So they had put the wrong name on them, or maybe they had some students change, leave the team or come, add to the team, whatever. She needed the names changed on the front pouch. I couldn't even embroider them. What I ended up doing, not that it really matters for this video. Sorry for the noise. I'm not sure what my son is doing out there. So I ended up embroidering a piece of fabric in the closest to the match of color that I could get, embroidering that, and then hand stitching it around the edge of this, these bat bags. And that's like literally this woman, what she brings me, and that's fine. I take all kinds of things. I fixed jerseys for her. I've added numbers on hats for her, and I've fixed these bags for her. So, you know, she'll ask me if I can do it, and I'm just, oh, I'll figure it out. I do. So anyways, these bags, she, for whatever reason, like she's just one of those busier people, and it was really hard to meet up on a day. So, and a lot of times she was used to things just being able to be in the box. So I would just put it in the box and she would just come whatever time she needed to come. Sometimes it was late at night, early in the morning, whatever. But for these bags, they weren't going to fit in that box. So I literally had to meet her, and it took forever to get these bags back to her. Like, forever. And literally, I was like, I remember I had my in-laws were visiting, and my husband was grilling out there in the carport, and I was just sitting there with these bags, and like, well, she said she was coming. She like didn't come for another 4 hours, so I ended up bringing them back inside and was like, well, whatever, she can just ring the bell or I don't know, call me. So anyways, it worked out, but that was like the only time that I was like, gosh, I wish I had like the big patio box. And I'll interject a picture here of the one that I've seen commonly used, and it has a code on it. I just haven't felt it, and honestly, at that moment, I was like, I'm going to get this box, right? Because this is just ridiculous. But honestly, that's the only time that I've ever wished I had a bigger box. So I'm like, really, is it worth it? For me, like, this is working. So is it worth it to go spend more money and get this? Maybe not right now. Maybe it will be one day. But anyways, I'll interject that picture of that lockbox. So that's the one that I was really, really wanted when I first started this, before I ended up getting the mailbox. So that would be a great option to look at too. So anyways, sorry, this was kind of a lot longer, and I probably rambled on more than I thought I was going to. But I just wanted to give you guys a full picture of what I mean when I'm saying that things are going in that box or coming out of my pickup box or my drop box. When I refer to it, that's what I'm referring to. So I hope it makes sense. And if you have any suggestions on things that maybe I could do to make it better, or things that I could change, I'm always open to suggestions. And I'm you know, as long as they're kind suggestions, please don't be rude to me, because I really don't like that. But actually, and talking about the comments really quick, I just wanted to get in here and correct something that I did mention in one of my other videos, talking about the waivers, okay? And I did say that I didn't think it was professional to make people sign waivers. I apologize, y'all. That was like my flesh coming through and my opinions coming through, and maybe I shouldn't have said that it wasn't professional. I think it's the way that you go about doing it, and someone did correct me in the comments, and you know what? I appreciate kind correction, because when she explained her point of view, I was like, you know what? That makes absolute sense, and it actually got me thinking a lot within the next 48 hours of like, should I be doing these waivers? Should I be requiring people to do this? And it's not to say that I'm not gonna, let me see, how do I want to describe this? Okay, so it's to protect yourself, that you're not gonna be sued for messing up something they brought you. That is a good point. It's not saying I'm not going to do my best to replace your item if I can find it. And that was the other point too. I was like, you know what, that's a good point too. Sometimes people bring you things and you're not gonna be able to find it anywhere else, and you're not gonna be able to replace it. And then that becomes a problem. And that may become an instance where you might run into a lawsuit. So That being said, I do apologize that I was incorrect in saying that it was unprofessional. That was wrong of me. Waivers are something that you should look into. Having them sign a waiver and saying that you're not responsible for your machine's mistakes and saying that you're not going to replace it, and having them sign that kind of waiver, because that's what I've seen in the past, I think that's what my mind was thinking of, and I was saying that's unprofessional. But to have them sign a waiver saying that, like, you know, you both understand that accidents happen, and, you know, in the unlikely event that something were to mess up, that I would do my best to replace it or give you full refund, or, you know, but something along the lines of protecting yourself if it can't be replaced. That would be a great idea. So that's something I'm thinking about personally. So anyways, I just want to get on here and correct myself, because just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean I'm anything special and I know more than anybody else. I don't know any more than anybody else. I'm here to share my journey with you. So this is just me. Sometimes my opinions come through, and sometimes my opinions can be wrong. So thank you so much to the viewer who was very kind in her correction. I appreciate that. And I did see your point of view, and I did take it to heart, and it definitely made me think about it. So thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day, and that you enjoy your embroidery journey. I hope that you learned something today, and I will see you guys in the next video.